Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Khan, Executive Plastic Surgery, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. It is my absolute pleasure and honor to welcome one of my former patients from 3 months ago, and her husband, who I should say is the star, is and as you will hear directly from him as to what went through your mind and your, wonderful wife in regards to what were the dynamics. Now, let me ask you this for you. When did you first hear about breast implant illness?
Not very long ago. It's been a year when he discovered it.
Okay.
Like, I didn't even know anything about it.
Got it. You had implants in April of 2016, which were the Silimed, also the Silimed, Silimed, 305 on the right, 325 on the left below the muscle, done by a very reputable A+ board certified plastic surgeon right here in town, who I would call the king of plastic surgery. Now, tell us what was going through your mind, like what led you to discover this?
Okay, so this is, you said a year ago? It was
it was a
actually
year
at
ago.
the end of 2023. So it was November of 2023 when, why did I research? It didn't happen just in one day. What happened was I noticed a slow progression of things. She was not at that time the happy girl that I knew. She would be loud with her music on the radio in the car, and slowly things started changing. But the main thing was headaches every day. Every day we'll get up with a headache. Is the coffee? I gotta make the coffee. We still have the same routine, but she says, I need coffee, and then it's going away, but every day. Then one day, cold day in November of 23, I said, there's gotta be a correlation here with something related to hair loss, because she started complaining about losing her hair. And I say, there's always cause and effect. What is causing this? So I went and I think I Googled this and I said, is there any correlation between hair loss and breast implant, which is the only thing that I knew she had. And oh my God, it opened a can of worms, which is breast implant illness. I said, I gotta investigate on this. Oh my God, when I started looking at breast implant illness symptoms, I saw most of the things that I was noticing on her,
So
But
the
before-
headaches were
Headaches were one, fatigue, inflammation. But before we continue, let me tell you,
Yes.
I, as a husband, I was not pushing for breast implants, nor was I opposed to it. I just wanted her to be happy, and feel good about it, if I knew then what I know now, I would have been totally opposed to this, totally opposed, because it is doing bad to people, that is the way I see it. But at that time, she will feel good, I wasn't opposed to it, it wasn't like, there are husbands that say, you gotta get this, baby, I'll pay for it, I wasn't like that. To me, love is something else. It's not like, here, give me a pair of breasts, So that's all I gotta say. I wasn't opposed to it, but I wasn't, requiring it either, So back to November of 2023, I started looking into it. And the more I got into the breast implant illnesses symptoms, I said, how do I tell her? So I prepared a little script and put all the symptoms and started collecting my own data, regarding this. In a month later, I sat down with her. That was December of that year, 2023. And I told her about it. And she was sad, really sad. But it took over a year for her to realize, man, this is real. I can really see it. Every once in a while, I would go and put a little, this is caused by this. You know, it was really seeing it clear and clear and clear. And then the decision came from her about, you know, we got to do this.
Well, you know, in hindsight, I wanted my original breast back, because of all the nursing I did, I lost all the mass from my breasts. So, you know, I should have just had a lift, is what I should have done, but, you know, the doctor didn't even, yeah, sure, I went to see him, what can I do, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like they're safe, you know, everything they said. They never said they had to be removed in 10 years,
Did
none of
anyone
the
discuss with you the detrimental effects of the implants?
Not that I remember.
See,
You know,
this is one of
I looked through all the paperwork, I keep paperwork, like, everything, I got the surgical notes, there's nothing in, like, that you
See,
read
this is
today.
one thing, if you ask me, if I were to get an implant, let's say, and someone were to tell me they're gonna last 15 years or 10 years, I will put a mental note in my mind, hey, listen, if this is 10 years later, I will remember that this is, or the risks contracture, that rare BILCL, that very rare, you have so many other problems associated with the implants. Now, this is where the patients do remember, but unfortunately, as you will see, this is not true part of the informed consent, because if you start, as the surgeons start talking about the negativities of the implant, that they were banned ones, that they are not lifetime devices, that they're very rare association with lymphoma, that there's indeed what is an entity called breast implant, that no one would want to get it, because you're gonna be scared of getting something. And I use the anecdote, you know, here in Michigan, we sell cars in Detroit. If you tell someone that your car is gonna have axle problems, transmission, spark plug, radiator problems, engine problems, you're not gonna even wanna look at the car, right? And this is the same issue. Unfortunately, they are still sold to this day as safe. I heard over the weekend that the plastic surgeons are promoting the newer generation Motiva implant, the best of the best. This is the new standard in safety, and I will tell you, if you look at the standard of a rupture, after 10 years, no one studies the implants because the rate of rupture goes up significantly. Now, let me ask you this, as you did your research, and you sat down a month later, and I remember you showed me when I talked to you in recovery, you showed me on your cell phone in November, you sat down, you did this research, you kind of put the two and two together.
Yeah, but I was, like I like to say, that I was a frog in a pot. I didn't notice the change. He noticed it. I didn't notice it because I was in that pot and the hot water got hotter and hotter year after year. The symptoms were so gradual over those years for me, because it was 9 years total, right?
Yes.
So it was like a little bit, and so I thought he was crazy. I thought, well, I've got migraines, this and that. So
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Many people think I'm crazy too.
Yeah. So I went
Because
to
why
my
am I-
doc,
yeah.
no, I went to my internist,
That's
and
what I
I said,
wanted.
look, my husband says this, and I think that, you know, he's right. I started thinking about how I was 9 years ago, and there is a difference, you know, I didn't really, and she says, you're older now.
You're
You know,
older now,
come
you're
on,
getting older.
You're older, that's just
Yeah.
normal aging, why don't you just replace them? I said, do
Take
you want
some
me to
long-term
take them out and put
headache.
them in? This is crazy. And I was doing a lot of research at the time about, you know, all the bad effects on your health for, you know, Teflon and all this crazy silicone, spatula. And I'm getting all this stuff out of my
During that
kitchen.
year,
During this year, I'm getting all this stuff out of my kitchen, right? So he says, you realize that you've been walking around with 2 pounds of silicone in your
And you've been
body,
trying
and
to
you're
remove
worried
all
about,
this-
and you're worried about a spatula, and it just hit me. That it was that comment that he said to me and said, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is crazy. Well, he's absolutely right.
Now, how sure were you it was the implants?
100% sure.
Wow.
And we are the lucky ones because we live in Michigan and you're here. Because I
Yeah,
did my
what are the
research and I said, okay, who is talking about this? Who's the doctor about this? And you showed up. I said, we gotta go see this doctor.
Yeah, we
But
saw,
that was-
we saw
it
an
took a
hour
year,
interview with
yeah.
you and somebody else, and I was
And we
like,
were watching all the videos that you did and like that. The guy's here. Let's go see him, you know?
yeah.
See, what you did is very important. You saw the videos and the pictures, and you saw the many patient testimonies. You saw my interviews, just like this one, and you heard the patients directly. You
Yeah.
saw the objective evidence that is out there, and you were able to educate yourself from scratch
Yeah.
on your own. You were the detective.
The data's there,
The data
information
is
is
there,
there.
yeah, and you were able to put the two and two together, and what amazed me the most is that you helped your wife diagnose the problem, and I use the word diagnose because you said 100%, and I remember when I met you, I said, this is the culprit because everything else is negative.
Mhm.
And this is such an evil disease because it tricks and evades the many other doctors, even the many plastic surgeons who out of their goodness of their heart basically do not believe that breast implant illness even exists.
Yeah.
And this is where, the implants are ultimately only bad. Some sooner, some later.
But they will.
Yeah, but they will
Just a matter of
eventually.
time.
Just a matter of time. Now,
Because your body's trying to fight this foreign object that you put in there,
now, in your research and analysis, was there ever a thought, maybe for you or for you, that we should not do this
Back then,
back then, or
No,
as you were
to
moving
me,
along?
she went to all the interviews with her, the
But to
explant, you
put
mean?
them in.
No, to
To
put,
put
no,
them
to
in.
basically, because you went to your doctor for the migraine headaches, for the
Oh,
headaches.
no, I was totally opposed to what the doctor said, her doctor, to,
No, you're
You're
talking about my physician. He's talking about to get them in originally.
No, to get the,
To
to
get 'em
your
out.
primary, to get
Oh, I'm
the.
sorry,
because
when
yeah,
she
yeah.
said,
she
oh,
was,
what's the
she
big
said,
deal?
just change it, go put some new ones in. That's what
Right,
she
when I
said.
said, look, these got a shelf life, I never knew, like, I have to get them out, that
Mhm.
FDA says 10 years, and I'm getting closer, oh, just put new ones in. So,
So the one thing I wanna mention here is, if you ask me about diabetes, blood pressure, a pediatric patient, ENT, I'm a rheumatology, allergy, immunology, I will say I do not know much, if anything, and I'm not the expert.
Mhm.
Your primary care doctor, with all due respect to him or her, may not even have touched the implant, so for them to comment and make a judgment, it is
Yeah.
premature. And the point here is, if you just listen to the objective data and the hard evidence that is put out, not only by the FDA, but by the manufacturers themselves,
mhm.
and you put the two and two together, and last but not least, you just listen to the many patients, just like your testimony right now, you will see that there's overwhelming evidence that speaks for what is breast implant illness is real,
Mhm.
and that it is not a myth. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. If someone's listening and now you're 3 months out, you had your implants below the muscle, how much better are you in regards to your symptomatic improvement from the implants?
From when to when?
From like
From
before your surgery to now, 3 months
Oh.
later?
3 months.
Okay, well, that's where it's a little tricky, we've talked about that. I would say if I took an overall average, I would say 50%. But when you're talking headaches, 95% of my headaches are gone.
Or more.
What
The
else have you improved
fatigue,
on?
the fogginess, I would say improved 50%. So far, it's been 3 months.
Yeah.
The focusing, that kind of thing, it was so hard to focus through the fog. You'd be trying to concentrate, it's like, and I just kind of give up. Now I can feel my brain slowly working through things. It's a different, I can't explain it, but it is noticeably improved on the
I
on the
noticed
body.
more than
The
50.
inflammation,
No, I wanna
the
see,
inflammation in my body, I would wake up with lower back pain almost every day.
Yeah.
And now, once in a while, I go, I twist this way, I can kind of feel it. I think it's inflammation is what I really think it is.
yes,
Because I've had x-rays, it's not any bone damage, I believe it's inflammation
Yeah.
in my body.
if you look at the most common symptom that the patients have is fatigue.
And
Your
fatigue,
body is
tired.
on overdrive, tired, as
Yeah.
if you're just trying to fight, you know how when you have the flu and your body's trying to fight the flu, you're weak and lethargic and fatigued and you just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
That is the most common symptom that the patient have. The second most common, the hallmark feature of this illness is the rheumatological joint problems, the neck, back pain issues, which is very classic. And if you look at, Mentor, let's say for example, this is their advertisement.
Mhm.
And it says over, and this is the black box warning, if you will. It says patients receiving breast implants have reported a variety of systemic symptoms such as joint pain, which you mentioned, muscle aches, confusion. This is where you forgot what you were thinking, what you were doing, what you drove out there to get, for example. Fatigue, chronic fatigue, autoimmune diseases, and others. Individual patient risk for developing these symptoms has not been well established. Some patients report complete resolution of symptoms when the implants are removed without replacement. Now remember, this is such an evil disease. It's very subtle to improve. Now, we will see where you are next month, 6 months, a year and a half, because remember, your body is kind of equilibrating, normalizing after this insult from the implants.
We didn't get to the actual thing, which is you did the surgery, what happens right after that? I mean,
No, tell us, please.
That's what I
she's
did,
doing-
that's what I was talking about.
No, what I'm saying is, be ready for the life changing. If you're a husband, you gotta support her 100%, okay? Support. But then, be ready to step on her shoes. On everything.
Yeah.
That means from showering
I had to wash my hair.
to getting
drove
in
me
and out of
around.
bed,
Mhm.
to doing all the laundry,
wraps.
all the grocery shopping and the cooking and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we still do,
Yeah.
we share those kind of things, but I'm saying doing
You,
everything.
yeah. I will tell you, you get an A++ for being there mentally,
Am I gonna get any credit for this?
physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in every regard, and that is the most impressive thing, because in anyone who's going through an explant, you should have someone like you, because
Yeah.
that support is priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
Those
some,
women that don't have somebody like that, I don't know how they do it.
The
I
first-
don't
The
know.
first couple weeks is impossible without
Yeah,
somebody.
no, I will tell you, you have to have
Day
your
by
best
day.
friend, your sister, your
Somebody.
mom,
Yeah.
your cousin, your aunt, whoever
You
it
gotta
may
have
be.
somebody.
Yeah, because I will tell you, just like any surgery, you get a knee replacement, you got an explant, you got a colon resection, you get anything done, I will tell you, you have to have that support, because that is priceless.
Now, let's go back to when she put him in. I wasn't even involved. She was going to the doctor. I mean, I went to the surgery.
Oh.
But what I'm saying, before that,
No, it was easy.
you went to the doctor, couple of visits, yeah, I'm gonna have this size, and I'm like, okay, it's your decision, you do it. I wasn't even involved in that, but I wasn't opposed, you know?
See, the unfortunate, and I use the word reality of the situation is, you were, from 2016, you were at the 9-year mark. If you were to go at the year 10 mark, plus minus, to any of the plastic surgeons in the United States, and this is what is hurtful for me to state, majority of them will overlook your symptoms. Oh, migraines are okay, this is okay, that fatigue is okay, this is part of the aging process. We will take this set out and replace them with another set in a heartbeat, because that's what you deserve the best. And this is, I will tell you, where the patients themselves, the significant others, are now your advocates. You're overriding your local plastic surgeon, and you yourself are now making that executive decision. I am choosing not to get implants, even though all 100 of the plastic surgeons are saying you should. You have what is breast implant illness. You should not, plan B should not be the same as plan A. Do no harm. You don't want to be dealing with this 10 years later.
Exactly. So this, the conclusion of all of this should be, never put them in, okay, and it should be banned.
Should be.
And if you haven't, take him out by somebody who knows. You know, I don't know how many surgeons are there that are doing what you're doing. We just came to you, we're the lucky ones that came here, and it's amazing how, you know, thankful we are.
No, I will tell you, it's my pleasure, my honor, and do unto others what you would want done to yourself. As you saw the high definition pictures and videos of the chest wall showing complete removal of the capsule. Number 2, all of your capsules were sent to pathology to make sure it's not that very rare BILCL. All of the capsule plus inflamed tissue was completely, sincerely removed. The cultures were done for bacteria and fungus. You got the implants back. You did not need drains clearly. Now, let me ask you this.
The transparency was amazing.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, and let me say about
Everything
that.
is there.
When I was giving birth to both my girls, doctor said, no cameras, no videos out. You've got the camera, and I saw the whole thing. It's just amazing. I mean, how much more transparency could you have?
And
I mean, that was big for me. That
Yeah.
gained so much of my trust that, you know, that is what you do.
Yeah, so I want to mention this. This is extremely important. You should and must seek a surgeon out who believes in breast implant illness, who says that it is a real problem, who respects your complaints. Number one, who listens to you. Number two, who shows you the high definition pictures and videos of the chest wall showing complete removal consistently. This surgeon should also have a Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube on the web page where his or her previous patients are talking to another patient. So they are direct messaging, behind the scenes talk, because this is a check and balance on me. This reaffirms to the next patient that what he's doing is correct. It's not a show, and it's consistent from one patient to the other. And this is that 100-100-0 rule. 100% of the time, 100% of the capsule is removed, with 0% of the capsule remaining behind, because that is the whole quote legal mind. The very last patient I saw in my clinic today is a nice patient from Kentucky, 47 years of age. She got her explant done in February of 2024, and her surgeon left the capsule behind, and she is now hurting. She came here tomorrow morning. She's going to get her residual capsule removed to go through the pain and the misery of having to do, plus the financial burden of having to do the surgery right. Do it once, do it correctly, do it definitively by a surgeon who believes this is a surgery not for everyone. This is a surgery where if you go to 10 different plastic surgeons, the kings of plastic surgery, they all will do it differently. They all will do it depending on what they see inside, depending on what their schedule is like maybe that day. They will schedule you for an hour or two, or this is a surgery which on average takes 4 hours to do. And this is a surgery where it's based purely on sincerity and honesty and integrity, such that the whole capsular burden is removed, as you saw.
Yeah.
So this Facebook page should discuss the surgeon's preferences, how style the surgical incisions. And so now the patients are vetting and checking and balancing the surgeon's style of the surgery, so that if the patient is not improving, the patient knows that there was something wrong. So there's another surgeon I know. That surgeon, she removed the implants from another patient, and the patient was very smart. She said, I did improve, but I did not improve completely, and I still have the residual capsules remaining behind. Lo and behold, she went to another surgeon who removed the residual capsules, and then she improved, and she said, I knew that there was residual capsules because the first surgeon did not believe, even though she said she did. And the problem here is, this is a surgery that requires the right mindset. Number one, the right commitment, determination, and number two, that the surgeon can physically carry out the operation.
So,
Let me just say one thing on that same note. Many of my friends that I've talked to about this, they said, well, were they leaking or something? They're under this impression that the bad stuff is inside. It is the capsule, it's everything.
Yes.
I mean, mine were totally intact, they were not ruptured at all. So
so,
that tells you these symptoms are coming from an intact silicone breast implant.
Thank you very
It's
much.
not
That
that
was,
it's leaking.
let me say one more thing.
yes,
When the surgeon puts the implants in, there is no capsule. The capsule is created by your own body,
that is
trying
correct.
to reject it.
Yes.
That is the definition of the capsule.
Trying to wall it off, yes.
Yeah, I wanna put a
absolutely.
wall between this and the body.
Right.
I learned that
Mhm.
through him.
So, what you mentioned is very absolute real. And I am, see, this is where you got an A
That's why I
plus.
just tell them, are
Yeah,
they
yeah.
leaking? No.
So
Yeah.
this is a publication, breast implant, certain labeling recommendations to improve patient communication, guidance for industry and Food and Drug Administration staff. It should say guidance for patients, you know?
Yeah.
And this is the FDA, I gave you a copy of
Yeah.
this. So if I go to page number 14, and you certainly are more than welcome to call my office and request for this. At the very top, I understand, not my words, these are the words of the FDA. I understand that silicone can migrate from my implant into nearby tissues, chest wall, lymph nodes, under the arm, and organs, liver, lungs, where it may not be possible to remove. I understand that all breast implants can interfere with mammography and breast exams, which could delay the diagnosis of breast cancer. Mammography can also cause the breast implant to rupture or leak. These two reasons alone is a reason to not put in implants. And this is your point. I understand that all breast implants contain chemicals and heavy metals. I understand that most of these chemicals stay inside the shell of the implant, but small quantities have been found to diffuse gel bleed through the implant shell of silicone gel-filled implants, even if the implant is intact and not ruptured or leaking. A list of components, chemicals, heavy metals is available in the patient information booklet brochure. And as you will see, these are the heavy metals. This is on page 18. Heavy metals: antimony, arsenic, barium, beryllium, cadmium, chromium, cobalt, copper, lead,
Yeah.
magnesium, mercury, nickel, platinum, selenium, silver, tin, titanium, vanadium, zinc. This is what's slowly leaching out, and this is exactly what you just said.
More than your spatula.
Yes.
And so this is the real answer. And you know what? They want you, if you look over here, they want you, after this, at the bottom of this page 14, they want you to write patient initials that the surgeon discussed this with you, and the next line as well. And then they want you at the end, if you look, they want you as a patient to sign. This is the last page 16. Patient signature: I acknowledge that I have received and read the patient information booklet brochure for the specific implant that will be used during my surgery, and that I have had the time to discuss the information in it and on this document with my physician, not the PA, not the nurse practitioner, not the medical assistant, not the receptionist. I have had the opportunity to ask questions and understand the benefits and risk of breast implants for me. Given my specific health conditions, I have considered alternatives to breast implants, including reconstruction, without breast implants, to no reconstruction, augmentation, and their benefits and risks. And then the physician: I acknowledge I have discussed the benefits and risk of breast implants as described elsewhere in the patient information booklet brochure and in this checklist. And I will tell you, this is, if every,
Is that, are doctors required to give that to all their patients?
they are recommended.
Recommended.
Yeah, recommendations.
I would've
to
It
read
says
that, I
non-binding recommendation.
Yeah. And so if you look, now I did not write this, the author does not say Dr. Khan, and this is the whole take-home message.
How about this? There's a big,
Black
What?
box warning.
But
No,
yeah,
warning box.
the black
it
box
says,
warning.
breast implants are not considered lifetime devices. Nobody told you that. The longer people have them, the greater the chances are that they will develop complications, some of which will require more surgery. Breast implants have been associated with the development of cancer of the immune system called breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma. So it's there, the information is there,
How
and
long
the
has that been
FDA.
out like that?
This has been since 19, and
Sure,
remember,
yeah.
this was
2020.
issued 2020.
2020
And remember, this is, the draft of this document was issued on
and 19.
2019. Now, I will tell you, we know this because the implants were banned in 1992 to 2007, where they were reintroduced as safe, the gummy bear. And this is the whole take-home message: they are not the gummy bear, because when they do rupture, as you will see the many Facebook, they disintegrate, they gel bleed,
That's
they
right.
leach into the lung, into the liver, into the rest of the body. This is not a benign, oh, it's a small subset. No, they're telling you.
It's a time bomb when they put them in.
Exactly, I would say this is a very exact terminology, time bomb.
Time
They
bomb.
are not worth the
No.
pain, the misery, the uncertainty, the risks, the benefits, maybe a short-lived benefit, transient few
I don't
years.
see, what was the benefit? what
Yeah.
is the benefit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I will tell you, and this is where I took the oath as myself, as a plastic surgeon, said, I do not believe in breast implants. If I could, I would have banned them yesterday.
Yeah.
Because there are millions of patients like you who are hurting, and I will say all congratulations to you to have a wonderful husband, and I wish,
Yeah.
and I want the family members. I have had so many patients where their daughter looked this up, their sister looked it up, and rarely do I find, and I'll tell you, this is anecdotal, where the husband did the homework, the math, the research, the putting the two and two together.
Mhm.
You overrode what the general trend is for your own good. And I will tell you, it doesn't take much to read.
Yeah.
And to process and to realize that Google was right.
Yeah, I was scared actually when I read that. It was like
Yeah.
a shock.
Yeah. And and I will tell you, when you go to Google, I want the patients to go to their primary care doctor and work up the headaches. Because you might have high blood pressure, you might have vision problems, you might have something that might be triggering it, right? When you go to the doctor and all of that workup is negative,
I had scans.
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
brain
yeah.
scans. I had the whole bit.
yeah,
So no,
or you go to the rheumatologist. Now, just the fact that you have implants, you have to factor into the equation that it could indeed be breast implant illness. Not everyone will get them. There are patients that have come to my clinic and they said they have zero symptoms. But eventually, remember, they're ticking time bombs. Your exact words.
And they're not forever.
They're not
anyways.
forever. The longer you have them, the higher the chances are you're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
And there is a certain etiquette into removing them where you have to seek out a surgeon who's only explanting. Who is explanting? He himself is talking about it, not within the same group. You have someone who's augmenting and he is explanting, that the whole group is explanting. You have to seek someone out who's very active, proactive, talking about it, not calling it a myth, not saying, hey, I will take care of you at a very discounted price. A lot of surgeons, unfortunately, are capitalizing on this and selling it as another, basically,
Well,
surgical
The
procedure.
one who says it's a myth has something to gain from it. There is no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, this is very well said. It is not a myth. Your improvement is not a myth. I did a Facebook Live last month with a nice patient from the United Kingdom, and she said a year and a half, she's still improving.
Yeah.
So we have to see where and how you're gonna be next month, next year, a year later,
Yeah.
a year and a half, and so you will see patients are continuing to improve. And as you get done, post-op, you will see you have no worries. All of the capsule was removed, all of it was tested for fungus and the lymphoma, and that you have the peace of mind. Now, let me ask you this question. Did you need a lift?
after,
Yeah.
No.
No.
no,
So this is again a very important point. For the record, how old are you, if you don't mind saying?
60.
Yes. So I will tell
she's
you,
young.
60 and did not need a lift. And I will tell you, I love to operate. I would have loved to do a lift on you.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, no unnecessary surgery,
Mm-mm.
no exaggerated surgery, no surgery where, for someone with your age and your chest width, that you would, had you gone to anyone else, would have said you need a lift. Because the patients come to me from having been to their 5, 10, 15 doctors that they have interviewed, talked to, they have done Zoom interview meetings, and they all are told you absolutely have to have a drain, you absolutely have to have a lift because of your age. And I'll tell you clearly, I will ask you this a year and a half from now, when you will be almost at the 21-month mark, you clearly will even see better. Because right now you're in the working out process.
Mhm.
You're going to add 10, 15, 20% muscle mass to your chest from the pec major, pec minor, latissimus, deltoid, serratus. And you will not only improve your chest function, but shoulder, neck, back. I have to say, you did a phenomenal job, sir, by making sure you were always be in the T-Rex position, because that was
Oh.
key.
He was doing everything.
Yes, you were kind of watching and making sure that you were.
Well, it
not doing-
takes two. It takes a team otherwise.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
I will tell you, you have had the best recovery from the mental support, emotional support, And you really didn't care what you looked like afterwards.
No, I just wanted
Were you a
her
little worried
healthy.
when I finally took everything off?
No,
No?
no, I
He's
just
like,
wanted
wow,
her
they look
happy
great.
and healthy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I didn't need any,
Yeah. How was your anesthesia experience? If you
well, great,
remember?
I don't remember.
No.
It was like, wake
She
up,
was-
when
she
you
was
gonna get
great.
started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say to someone, let's say, okay, let me put you on the spot. What would you say to the FDA from what you know?
These are, well, I'm learning so many things, not only regarding breast implant, but, you know, with the FDA, I don't wanna get into it, but if they have documentation, if they have some evidence that some women have problems, look into it. And don't try to cover this problem here. People will look up to them if they say, you know what? We screwed up. Instead of banning this product right here, we developed this huge industry that is hurting people. I would say people will look up to them if they put things,
Do the right thing.
do the right things and do it, be clear. You know,
Mhm.
this is affecting people. It is not good. Do not do it.
Right.
They should be doing
It's a
that.
machine now. It's
Yeah.
money, corruption is a machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
No,
money corrupts.
I'm gonna say this to the FDA if they're listening, the narcotic problem. The 17-year-old, 16-year-old kids that are doing Juul cigarettes.
Yeah.
Ban that right
Yes,
now.
Yeah,
The whole healthcare industry, it's all a big fraud.
yeah,
And I say this again, the entire United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, this whole way of billing, number one reason for bankruptcy in the United States, medical bills. All of this health insurance business is fraud
wow.
at the expense, and I say this very definitively. We all know what's happening to United Healthcare. There are cases against, Medicare fraud, whatnot else, with the sole intent and purpose to make money and give to the shareholders. It's a for-profit making institution.
Shouldn't
The
be.
doctors are not getting paid at all. The hospitals are trying to desperately survive. The insurance companies are making a lot of money. The patients have a lot of high deductibles, and no one cares. Be it in this election, be it the Secretary of Health who's looking at all of this. This is unfortunately a recipe for major disaster. And I will tell you, there is no control in any of this. And unfortunately, the classic example here is the patients are taking their health into their own hands and overriding their local plastic surgeons, their local doctors. And they're networking using AI. Another patient I talked to, they asked AI what are the symptoms that are suggestive of what is breast implant illness. We have a lot of plastic surgeons who unfortunately say that this is a myth. You're not a myth, and whatever I'm doing is
Very
not a
real.
myth. And this is whatever is published is not a myth.
I
It's
think
very
this
real.
whole process has changed my mindset. At that point in time, you said, why did you ever put him in? I trusted my doctor, you know? And the one thing that even through COVID even, I've learned so many things about health, and now I question. Now I say, wait a minute. I question so much more, and I tell my daughters, I say, doctors are not gods. You have to be your own
Yes.
advocate.
You have
Period,
to.
and it's your responsibility. You don't just go and say, oh, okay, he said this, and, no,
Yes.
it's your responsibility to be your own advocate.
I could not agree with you more. I will tell you, I myself as a physician, as a surgeon,
Mhm.
I have gone to a doc where I never tell them who I am, and my exam is 17 seconds. And I look at the doc and I'm aghast, and this is the doc I sought out. And I tell him at the end, I myself am a physician, and I'm a board certified general surgeon, I'm a board certified plastic surgeon, I'm like an ICU intensivist being trained in burns. And they apologize, have a seat, we will continue to, I said, too
Wow.
late, you lost me. And unfortunately, the entire health industry is run by the insurance companies. Because they dictate and govern what is allocated, what is permitted, what is allowed. I saw a sign, a billboard that one of the major hospitals right here said, we guarantee you 15 minutes with your primary. I said, what is 15 minutes? And unfortunately, I remember you told me about another incident
Yeah.
where you yourself did a diagnosis on a side
Yeah.
effect, and you don't have to go into details.
Okay.
And you said, hey doc, you wrote me that medication, and guess what? It was hurting me. And the doctor profusely, apologetically said, I'm sorry, I should have realized how that medication was
You got a
hurting
good
you.
For
memory.
years, for years he was in pain.
Yeah,
From
for
a
years.
side effect on the
A
drug.
side effect, I don't take any drug now, nothing,
Yeah.
zero.
So I will tell
But
you.
that was really affecting me.
Yeah, look at the world of Vioxx, look at the way how things are passed in the US. It's dictated by the big pharma, unfortunately, that pushes through things through the FDA. And I'll tell you, unfortunately, I have lost faith in the health and the medical field, unfortunately. And I say this very proudly in a sense that this is where you have to be your own advocate. Unfortunately. Now, let me go ahead and I will let you finish, and I will let you finish. Please go right ahead.
Well, I think we said a lot. I mean, it would be just kind of repeating what we said. We were lucky to find you here, in Michigan, only 40 minutes away from where we live. And I see that other people around the world are actually looking at these breast implant illness, and they're finding you, but it takes a lot to come to Michigan, do the surgery, et cetera, et cetera. We were lucky,
Yeah, we're lucky.
We were lucky.
Thank you.
In your backyard.
and she's feeling great. I'm extremely happy.
I will end with this. When you hurt, sometimes you hurt harder.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to see your significant other in distress and pain and misery and the fatigue and all these small things, because your kids, your family, your grandkids, everyone suffers. Your workplace, you're a big part of functioning American society. You're in the world of business, traveling, meaning, and look how much hurt and harm you went through. Your family, your gathering, now for the rest of your life, you have nothing to worry about. And this is the whole do no harm phenomenon.
Yeah.
You have peace and tranquility. The entire workup was done. There is no scare that's gonna come and haunt you 2, 3, 5 years because you've had the full extensive workup. There is no doubt your CD30 was negative, that rare lymphoma. And this is where I'll end with this: do the surgery right, do it once, do it completely, do it from a surgeon who's only augmenting, and the whole group is only explanting and not augmenting. Your surgeon or the group in that name or entity, the business cannot be augmenting. I see some surgeons advertising, hey, I only explant, but the surgeon in the same group is augmenting because they divert the traffic.
It's a big contradiction.
Yeah, big contradiction. And it's all about the Facebook, YouTube, where you want to see the surgeon's previous patients' OR chest pictures and videos so that you have that ultimate peace of mind and bond that your surgeon, including myself, I'm doing it right 1 year, 3 years, 5 years down the road, that I'm still doing it in the manner that I describe, and it is complete transparency. Mark, do you have 1 or 2 questions from anyone if they're basically?
I was just answering questions about how to set up a consultation.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
if they're
I
ready-
hope this helps at least one person.
Yeah. No, I will
Yeah,
tell you.
everyone wants to know where we're located and the name of your practice, so you
Yes,
can go
yes.
over that.
So, Executive Plastic Surgery, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I'm Dr. Khan.
Message us for any,
Yes,
DM
yes,
us for
yes.
information,
So you can email us, you can text us or call us. Calling us is the best way.
or just message us right on here, like TikTok. You can
Yes,
message
yes.
us right on there.
Yes, and so we will go ahead and send that information. See, I will tell you, I can only do so many of these in a year.
Exactly. It's not that you need to double your business because you have the time.
Yeah.
I wish and my hope and my request, and I will tell you, from my honest personal opinion, I have no financial commitments to
He's
anyone.
here to help people.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
guarantee
It
you
would
that.
make
Yeah.
more
This is a
sense.
different doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from my heart, I will say this to you, and I don't need to say it, sometimes I'm humble to say this. If I start putting in implants tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I tell my office, we're gonna start augmenting. And I will charge, I give a phenomenal price, and I have 3 rooms. Between 2 rooms, I can run patients. I can do 6 or 8 of these implants and make 3 times as much income.
Yeah.
And trust me, a lot better for my neck and for
I
my
know.
office,
It's a lot of
because it's a
surgery.
very
Yeah.
physical, demanding surgery. If someone in France can listen and see how I do it, and it's a challenging surgery, don't get me wrong. But if someone can reproduce this in California, today my first patient tomorrow is from California. That patient said she spent 3 years looking for someone. She couldn't
3
find
years.
3 years. If someone from California can do this and do it right,
Mhm.
from one patient to the next consistently, by showing the high definition videos and pictures of the chest wall, by returning the implants plus minus 4 hours, and not doing the unnecessary lift, no need for drains. The capsules are always sent to pathology to rule out that lymphoma, breast cancer. Cultures are done for bacteria and fungus, twilight deep sedation, which you got. And there is complete, honest sincerity. And the FDA puts a ban, I promise you, this world will be a better and happier place. I saw a 27-year-old patient, now I had 8 patients today, 6 of which were consultations. 27-year-old patient today, she got implants just 1 year ago, and she has 10, 12 symptoms of the breast,
Wow.
and she put the 2 and 2 together. She lives walking distance from here.
No kidding.
Wow.
Another patient came to me all the way from Grand Rapids area. Similar complaints, same story as you, just changed the
They're
first
real.
lesson.
The timeline is just
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, another patient, CRNA for God knows 3 decades, 4 decades. Another 2 patients already bought their day without even talking to me. That tells you they did their homework, they've been following me for a year. And the
Yes.
bottom line here is, this is you had the
It's a real
COVID pandemic, this is the breast implant illness pandemic.
Yeah.
This is the implant pandemic. The patients are hurting, they're looking for answers, and unfortunately, they're told repeatedly, replace.
Yeah.
Do not worry about the capsule. And unfortunately, look, the last patient I mentioned, she's the one, she's coming for residual capsule because she's still hurting 60-70%.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, my
But
husband
thank-
saved my life.
yeah.
That's how I see it.
Mhm.
He did. So how long would I have kept this thing going? A little bit, getting a little worse,
You know, you said it very well about that frog and that
Frog in
one.
the
Yeah.
pot.
The
That's
frog
what I
in pot,
was.
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you,
It was a
thank you very
pleasure.
much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Your words will change people's lives, and how strong that you are, that you
I
were
hope they
able to
find
do-
you.
Yeah, and I
That's
will
what
tell
we
you,
want.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
See, for me, I will tell you, I'm ready to retire tomorrow. If you ask my family, they'll say, it's okay, you're done, and you move on, because it is physically demanding, but I will tell you,
You need
I
to
am
start
doing the right
training
thing,
some
and
talented.
I'm blessed and honored to do something. When I first started, you said that people were calling you crazy. My friends called me crazy. That they said you're doing something that is unreal, that does not exist. Anesthesiology team member was telling me I was operating, but I know the answers because it's right
They're
here.
still calling it a myth.
Yes. I showed it to you. Yeah. So no, thank you very much. Please continue
Thank
to
you.
follow. There is no other better way. Don't listen to me. Listen to my patients, my significant others. Listen to the booklets, the FDA.
Their own words.
Their
Yeah,
own words,
their own
the
words.
manufacturer's own words, and you will have very clear, unquestionable way that you can mentally and from your heart make this decision, which what I'll call is a no-brainer, do no harm. This is Dr. Khan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.